Hell yeah, brother. Happy New Year. This is the first podcast we've done in the year 2020. Whole new decade. I'm excited to be here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle with the podcast Stop Crying Poser. I'm here to entertain you. Let's shout out everyone who showed up live in the chat. 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Every Friday. Venus Dietraps, Hugo Shugo, INO, TSA Skater, Big Poser, Hammy of Doom, Ring-a-ting-a-ting, bing, Walter the Conqueror, Recon 19, Watson, Punk, Tor, 1891, Felak, Attack the Ismail School, and Sam Shreddits. By the way, this is the greatest podcast known to man as voted by Steve Jobs, Steve Harvey, Steve Carell, Steve Irwin, Steve Aoki, Steve Nash, Steve Buscemi, and Steve Perry. I was so excited. I was so excited to name all those Steves. It doesn't take much to make me happy. Anyways, I am happy to be here. I woke up early today because a new video came out on my channel. I set it as a premiere. I don't know what that means, but I was able to chat with you guys as it went live, and it was a video of every trick I learned in the year 2019. All kinds of awesome tricks set to music. I show you guys what I'm looking for when let's say if I was going to make a ninja review, this is how I would make my footage. So every time somebody goes, well, you toe dragged in this video from 15 years ago. Okay, well, what about the ones that I really take pride in that are more recent? For example, the highlight video from last year, the year before, and the year before that. No toe drags, no tic-tacs, because I am perfect. You know what? No, it's not because I'm perfect. It's because I try. I take pride in my skateboarding, and I take pride in my editing. And if you guys haven't watched today's video, I think it's called 2019 highlight video, best tricks or something like that. You guys can find it at youtube.com/Ninja Lifestyle. And feel free to go in the comments and write anything that I may have done wrong. I believe there's only one rocket flip in there, a rocket heel flip. Other than that, every trick's pretty much done perfectly. So if I can do it at the ripe old age of old as fucking dirt, then you guys, with your young teenage kneecaps and your young hips, young quad muscles all greasy and oiled up from the sweat and the suntan lotion, if I could do it, then you guys should be able to do it. So hopefully that motivates you guys a little bit here. We have plenty of topics today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the new Zero video, World War III, the New Year, what I did on the New Year. Fedor Emelianenko fought Quentin Rampage Jackson. I know a lot of you guys hate hearing about anything sports related or fight related, but I don't fucking give a fuck because those are two of my favorite fighters of all time, and they fought last week. And I also want to ask you guys what new video ideas you guys have for me. There is a room for that on the Discord, but I've been looking around YouTube, and here's something I've noticed that's really popular. Like lists, right? 5 reasons PlayStation's cool. 10 tricks that you should learn or whatever. And I had some ideas, and I want to get your thoughts on that right now. What lists would people be searching for on YouTube? Like, for example, top 10 ways to look like a beginner, or top 10 ways to not look like a beginner. Top 10 tricks you shouldn't learn. Top 10 easiest tricks to learn. And then, what's the best skateboard deck? Question mark. Just basic shit that people would look for. I found, I see shit like that on everything. You know what I mean? Like 5 greatest foods in Las Vegas. 5 crazy animals you won't believe that live in the swamp. You know, just shit like that. Hugo says 5 things not to do at the skate park. TSA says 10 reasons you suck at skating. And he also says, why are you turning into VL Skate? First off, VL Skate hasn't uploaded videos lately, okay? He went on a big old vacation, and it's my turn to cash in and start off where he left off. Is that the right phrase? I'm going to take over his entire business. That's what I'm going to do. He's a fucking video game player now. He quit skating to design Mario World levels. If you guys don't follow him on Twitch, you can look for him. His name is actually VL Scoot. So that's a secret that no one knows if you follow VL Skate on YouTube. If you don't follow VL Skate on YouTube, then you should start. Because not only is he a great skateboarder, he also makes pretty interesting videos. And I've noticed a lot of them are kind of like lists, and I want to make a couple. I'm not saying I'm going to change my whole channel. I'm just saying, hey, if the list making works well, then you know what? Plenty of things I can think of that maybe he hasn't thought of. Those are just the top 4 that I thought of off the top of my head. Also, on my list of notes, I want to remind you guys that I am streaming on Twitch all the time. A lot of you guys show up for the podcast. I appreciate that. But make sure to hit follow or subscribe or turn on notifications or whatever, because in the year 2019, I spent 516 hours streaming that you guys missed. If you haven't watched me for all 516 hours, you're missing out. The year before that, 615 hours. The year before that, 519 hours. I spend hours and hours and hours here on Twitch playing games, chatting, talking, drinking beers. I've also been dancing lately. Oh yeah, there's this thing called Step Mania where I go into the living room, I take my shirt off, I start dancing around, I get sweaty. I'm dancing to Avril, fucking Fall Out Boy, some other fucking Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden? No. Ozzy. Black Sabbath. Why did I say Iron Maiden? I think we have an Iron Maiden song on there, though. I'm not sure how hard it would be to get more updated songs, but I'm playing this game called Step Mania. It's awesome. It's like Dance Dance Revolution. If you guys are missing that, it's very entertaining, because I know, for one thing, you guys like to watch me fail, and I'm not good at this game. I fail all the time. It's fun to watch. I'm very interactive. I'm not just a podcast guy. I can do a lot of different things. Watson Punk says, top 5 Kaizo tricks. Stick around till the end for a very special surprise. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and smash the bell. Exactly. That's exactly what I should be doing. Let's jump into our first topic here. I tried to watch this new Zero video, and it's pretty hype, dude. They have all kind of great skateboarders on there. I think Jamie Thomas's part just came out, and there's a lot of names that I remember seeing over the years. Some really great skateboarders. If you guys can name them in the chat, that would be great, because I can't look up everybody whose parts recently came out, but all the parts are really good. One issue, though. One issue with this new Zero video is everything's out of focus and blurry, and the colors are terrible, and the fisheye lens seems kind of weird. It puts a lot of black space on the sides of the video, which if you're watching it on YouTube or trying to watch it on anything HD, you get big black bars anyways. Oh, that's right, because it's not filmed with a modern camera. It's filmed with a 30-fucking-year-old camera, and it's hard to really appreciate how hard these tricks are because everything's blurry and pixelated, fucking grainy and shitty. And I know they're trying to take it back to the old school. They're trying to make Zero feel like Zero back in the day. Here's the thing. I've heard a couple people try to defend the VX footage, saying it wasn't really meant to be watched on a computer. It's meant to be watched on a TV with a VHS player, okay? That's the only VX argument that I will sort of respect, right? These videos weren't meant to be watched on a computer screen. They were meant to be watched on a TV, maybe one of those big fat TVs with a VHS player with the composite cables going in. Here's the fucking thing. All these video parts, they get uploaded to fucking YouTube. It's 2020 this year, and we're watching this VX bullshit, and, well, it's meant to be watched on a fucking TV. They don't have no fucking TVs no more. Every video part that comes out is watched on YouTube. That's the big hype. All the kids are watching it on YouTube. You want these kids to have bad eyesight? Look what VX did to my fucking eyes. I need glasses now because I'm sitting there squinting, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on because everything's so blurry and out. Jesus, it's just bad. It's all bad, man. Fuck. Hugo says, VX, do you ride a horse instead of driving? No. I drive a car. I try. I'm not saying that, some things from the past, can't last forever, right? Skateboards, for example, when the VX came out, the skateboard's shape was kind of similar, right? Still, the skateboards are still the same because they're efficient. Because the skateboard still does the kickflip. If you pop the skateboard and flip the skateboard, still does the kickflip, and there's not really much else you need unless you want to get a scooter, right? But the old camera it's not efficient anymore. There's newer cameras that do better shit, better, easier, faster, better, just all around better. And it's hard to call this the new Zero video because everyone looks like I feel like I'm watching a memorial of a bunch of skaters who died 20 years ago. I feel like that's what I'm watching. Everything's in slow-mo. I'm like, wow, dude. I wonder how old Tommy Sandoval is now. This video looks like it's fucking 30 years old. I wonder, this guy must be in a fucking walker right now. You see how many big-ass stairs he did back 30 years ago when this footage was filmed? Oh, wait, they just used an old camera? That doesn't make any sense. Look at his beard. He's old as shit. Like, it's just hard. It's just hard to appreciate those videos. And I feel like I'm watching some childhood barbecue video. Just grainy. It did bring me back, though. I will admit that it brings me back to a time in skateboarding where everyone's going big or going home. The music is great. So if you guys haven't watched the new Zero video, definitely go check it out. But I don't feel any shame saying this. I think the video would be more enjoyable if it was in HD. And I don't know why I'm so fixated on this. This is a topic we talk about every single Saturday for Ninja Review. I refuse to review old videos because it doesn't look right on YouTube. We have big black bars on each side of the fucking screen, and then my face is covered in a black bar. It's weird. It doesn't look good. I don't understand. And we've had so many great skate videos that remain artsy. You know what I hate? I hate when people try to do VX shit and still make it artsy because nothing's ever in focus, as opposed to what they do now. Like, they'll focus on like a leaf, and then right when the trick happens, they'll unfocus on the leaf and focus on the skateboarder. That's pretty cool now because we actually have things in focus. Back then, it was just the best we could do. You know what I mean? That's just how it happened. Before they had cameras, they just drew pictures of skating on cave walls, and then it became fucking, flip books. Then it became the VX, and then fucking now we're next in line. No longer painting in the caves with the flip books and shit. Now we have HD. So why are we stuck doing this? It's Zero. I get it. You know what would have been great, though? Here's my $1 million idea. What if they would have filmed it? Okay, hear me out. What if they would have filmed it in HD and then released a VX version? Oh yeah, they just crop out the edges, boom. They just blur the shit, add the fucking, lower the saturation so everything's kind of, all the colors are fucked up. Defocus everything, and just see who notices. I'm sure a couple people will notice. I think the majority of people would not notice. Or how about this? Another $1 million idea. What if we filmed videos, skate videos in HD, and then we had like the backup camera, the VX angles. That could be in the DVD extras. Or just the backup angles. That could be in the middle of the video, the VX part. You know how skate videos have a friends part or something like that? This could be the VX footage, just right in the middle. That way you could get through the first part, you could enjoy it, then we could make the old school hipsters happy or whatever, and we could get back to business. I think we can come to a truce here somehow. I just don't know. I don't know how we can do it. I think people are too fucking angry. Anyways, let's jump into the news really quickly. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the VX. I feel like a lot of people tell me that I'm too harsh about this whole topic. I don't think I'm being that harsh. I don't think it's that much to ask for to want to be able to see what the skateboarders are doing. And I know that's an exaggeration, but I feel like if I look at a handrail and it goes in a straight line, I shouldn't have to look at a fucking digital bullshit that goes, bah, 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 bah. I shouldn't have to watch Pac-Man trying to lip slide a fucking rail. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's me being like a prude. I don't think that's me being like a quality freak. I'm not asking for fucking drones flying through the air. I'm not asking for a new fully flared or whatever that one was where they're flying the drone and shit's exploding. I don't need all that. All I need is for a handrail to look diagonal without the weird pixelation. Am I crazy? I must be fucking crazy. I don't understand. All right, World War III. I keep reading about this. I actually have no idea. I try to encourage, like political topics and shit if you guys want to argue in the chat room, especially when I'm playing games or whatever, but I am really uneducated with how the world works. You would know this for sure if you ever asked me to point at a country on a map, like a globe, or a flat globe because the earth is flat. If you asked me to point to Russia, I'd be like, I think right there. If you said China, I'd be like, maybe over here. Or if you said Iran, I'd be like, but Iran, I don't know. I don't know. Iraq, where's Iraq? Iraq to handrail a couple years ago. I don't fucking know where it is on a map though. Let's read this kind of briefly. This looks like a long article. Let's just try to skim through it because I want to try to understand what's going on. I see Facebook always gets me feeling like I'm not going to understand what's happening because the news comes out, then everyone exaggerates, and then the memes start, and then at that point, if I didn't read the article before the memes start, I have no idea what we're actually talking about. I have no fucking clue. At this point, according to the memes, I'm getting drafted. Some serial killer's killing all of his girlfriend's enemies or something like that. And just bullshit Rick and Morty. I don't know. Someone's exploding. They're going to bomb New York. I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? Can somebody just link the article? I found an article right here. Let's see. CNN says the U.S. will deploy thousands of additional troops to the Middle East as tensions with Iran mount following the airstrike that killed Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani. A U.S. defense official tells CNN the additional troops will come from the immediate response force of the 82nd Airborne Division. So what does that mean? Is that the Army? Is that the Air Force? U.S. will deploy thousands of additional troops. When I hear airborne, I feel like it's Air Force because they're in the air. I don't know if that's true. Motherfuckers, just listen to me ramble. I'm going to work this thing out. Imagine I'm on Cash Cab and I'm just trying to figure out the answer. Or like, who wants to be a millionaire? Like, oh, I know it's not, I know they're not wearing scuba gear. The Pentagon later conformed to Ninja's demands, and we have now implemented Stevetopia. They confirmed the deployment in a statement. Whatever. Keith King says, this was in response to them attacking the U.S. Embassy in Iraq. Okay, so they attacked the embassy. We killed their leader. Now we have to send troops because they're about to have some beef. Is that something like that? Recon says the Army parachutes. All right, then. You're the fucking expert. CNN has previously reported that these forces had been placed on, quote, prepared to deploy orders and would be sent to the region if the situation merited it. Following the disturbance at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad earlier this week, the U.S. deployed 750 troops from the same unit and said that additional deployments were possible. I hear about, at least a couple times a year, I hear about something fucked up happening at a U.S. Embassy. I don't ever want to work at a U.S. Embassy. I don't care what the job does or how much it pays. I don't think I'd ever want to be there because every fucking few months, something fucked up is happening at a U.S. Embassy. I'm wondering, do we have a U.S. Embassy in the U.S.? Does anything fucked up ever happen there? Oh, it's about to get real racial here. Why does U.S. embassies just get fucked up everywhere? Does everyone just hates the U.S., I guess, right? That's what it would be. Everyone just hates the U.S. The new deployment will encompass the rest of the brigade, typically about 3,000 soldiers. Now, I read on Facebook, China's getting involved and Russia's getting involved. I feel like that's probably not going to be mentioned in this article because I know how stupid my friends are. I've seen what they repost. But what if that's a thing? Am I in danger? Am I in danger of A, being drafted, or am I in danger of somehow being bombed? Or what do I have to worry about? I wish they could make this into bullet points. This is what you need to know. But reading this, I feel like even after I read this article, I'm going to remain dumb. Let's continue. The U.S. also recently reinforced the embassy at the Iraq capital with a contingent of U.S. Marines from a crisis response task force based in Kuwait. So if they would do some shit over there, these guys are going to get killed. In a dramatic escalation amid tensions between the two countries, the Pentagon confirmed Thursday that the U.S. killed Soleimani, the leader of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, Quds Force, in a drone strike on Baghdad. So, okay, first off, no wonder they're attacking our shit. We're bombing them in Baghdad. That's a song, right? Bombs over Baghdad? Is that in Tony Hawk or something? Drone strike on Baghdad International Airport ordered by President Donald Trump. He's blowing up airports? Donnie, man, you got to chill on that shit. Because unless, here's my thing. If you put a drone strike at an airport, anybody could be hanging out at the airport. It might be people trying to leave. It doesn't say the terrorist international airport. It says Baghdad. Man, Donald Trump's fucking up. I think he might be fucking up, dude. I try to always like ride the middle when it comes to this president talk, but you can't be fucking up shit like that. Keith King says military airport. Okay, dude, thank God I have you guys in the chat. Cause if I was reading this, I'd be like, dude, he's just out here blowing up airports. Fuck is he doing? Come on, this ain't Fortnite, man. You can't just be dropping bombs on shit, just going on with your happy fucking day. Call of Duty, motherfucker. The level was raised from Force Protection Level Bravo to Charlie, which applies, quote, when a terrorist or hostile incident occurs within the commander's area of interest or intelligence is received indicating a hostile act or some form of terrorist action or targeting DOD elements, personnel, or facilities. By the time I got to the end of that sentence, I forgot how the fuck it started. So we're just going to move on. I don't understand anything I just read. The U.S. had intelligence that Soleimani was in multiple countries in the region, planning specific attacks on the U.S. interests, including U.S. personnel. Okay, so if this guy was trying to attack U.S. personnel, well, I mean, if he was, then yeah, we should fuck him up. But you ain't got to fuck up the whole airport. Am I harping on the airport thing too much? I feel like that's a big deal. You fuck up somebody's airport. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's a big deal. What the airport do to you? Intelligence showed Soleimani was in Baghdad following Tuesday's embassy attack to plan future hits on U.S. targets with Iranian proxy forces, a senior administrator told CNN. Philak Attack says, read foreign sources if you want to stay in the middle, Steve. CNN is trash. This is Fox 5 Vegas. Oh, but these are all CNN quotes. Okay. I mean, yeah, I understand. I guess if this guy was really going to fuck up some American troops or whatever, you know what, dude? RIP. Who cares? I'm just let him fuck off. First off, if you guys have been to the podcast before, I get mad when, you know, somebody drops their baby and they write a news story about it. Okay, you drop a baby, lock you up forever, motherfucker. Leave the baby alone. You want to plan an attack on some U.S. military members, motherfucker? Bomb that dude. Sayonara. See you next time, motherfucker. Wouldn't want to be you. At least that's my opinions on that. I'm so out of the loop on how like the military works and how the government works and how voting works and how Donald Trump, what he does or what he likes or whatever. I don't fucking know any of this shit, but I guess I've given you guys my thoughts. If anyone can really dumb this down for me, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment and explain to me what is really happening. Or if you live outside the United States, maybe you're getting a different news source, because this news source is trying to tell me that this guy was planning attacks on military members or, quote, U.S. personnel. So I feel like, what if they just wanted to kill this dude? You know what I mean? They could just say that. The news could just tell me that. We killed him because he was gonna do this. But it's like in America, you can't really do that, right? Because if somebody comes out and says, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking punch the president if I see him," you can't bomb their house. You could get him in trouble probably, but you can't just be like, "Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, is that so?" I can't do the Donald Trump voice. My friend Nick can do a really good one. What did he say? Fantastic. Oh, terrific. Terrific. Terrific bombs. We're going to bomb your house. You're going to punch me? Oh, God. I'm going to get bombs for how terrible that fucking impression was. Anyways, I don't understand any of this. We just wasted our time trying to read it. Hugo says American sources are often a little biased. Yeah, so whatever. Let's go into our next news article. Happy New Year, by the way. In Las Vegas, 31 drivers were arrested on suspicion of DUI on the night of New Year's Eve. I want you guys to go ahead and give me a round of applause. I had my friend Renee drive me around. Actually, his girlfriend, because Renee was drinking too. And it was quite nice. Quite nice driving around with no threat of going to jail. Here's the thing, though. You get a little antsy anyways because you think to yourself, wait a minute. New Year's. You know there's going to be some people out there drinking and driving. Probably a lot. And if 31 people got caught, that means, okay, I'm going to give you guys a real stat that I think. If 31 people got caught, that means there were 1,000 people doing it. That's kind of like that's going to be my quote forever now. Somebody figure out the percent. How much percent is 31 of 1,000? If 31 people got caught, that means 1,000 people did it. So maybe they should have caught more people. And I think there was a couple crashes. Actually, let's go ahead and read the article, and then I can give you guys my thoughts. Las Vegas Metro Police said there were no major incidents reported as revelers rang in the new year on the Strip and around the Las Vegas Valley. Metro reported 3 felony arrests and 12 misdemeanor arrests during New Year's Eve celebrations on the Las Vegas Strip and Fremont. Okay, that's pretty good. They also issued 4 citations. Clark County reported that 29 people were transported the hospital. Oh, Gabriella, who fucking wrote this? I know. Scroll up. Elaine Emerson. Hold on. Maybe I read this wrong. Let's try and read. Let's see if these local writers can spell things right. Here we go. Clark County reported that 29 people were transported the hospitals during the celebrations, with 19 of those transports being alcohol related. 29 people were transported the hospitals during the celebrations. Jesus, who gets paid to do this? This is my first time reading this. So you got to think, before this goes on the internet, the person who wrote it writes it, then they read it, then they give it to someone else to read, to verify it, and then that person publishes it on the website. How many people work for this motherfucking company who can't read? TSA Skater says 3%. So that's my thing. I'm gonna go off, and this is gonna be my new thing. 3% of people get caught doing any given thing. Is that close? What would you guys say about that? If 1,000 people drive drunk, 30 get caught, right? If 100 people are driving drunk, 3 get caught. If 10 people are driving drunk, maybe 1 gets caught sometimes. That's what I think. That's how I think the world probably works. Maybe. I'm wondering if you guys, the median vote here, if you guys think that it would be more or less than that. I'm not really sure. Nevada Highway Patrol said they arrested 31 drivers for suspicion of DUI between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. the next day for New Year's. They also reported their first wrong-way driver at 1:17 a.m. on the I-11 near mile marker 9. Why do they give that information? I don't know these mile markers. So 31 people drove drunk. 1,000 people tried to. Here's my thing. You got to feel so stupid. Me and Lily were just talking about this the other day because we were downtown. You got to be so stupid, or at least feel. You have to feel really dumb if you get arrested driving drunk on New Year's, because this is the one day that they tell everybody. It's all over the news. It's on the paper. It's all over Facebook. It's all over Twitter. If you have social media, if you don't, everyone's talking about it. This is the one day where they're going to have every officer on duty. They're going to set up DUI checkpoints all over the fucking city. All fucking over. The busy parts and in the non-busy parts. And the one day where if maybe they cut you a little bit of slack, like maybe you blew like a .08 exactly or .07, maybe they'd cut you some slack. Not on this night. You get no fucking slack tonight. And you would still have like the boldness to get behind the wheel of a car and drive. I mean, obviously you should not want to do that because you might hurt someone else or might hurt yourself or you might hit a kid or you might crash or injure your car, fuck up your car, injure a person. Like those should also be reasons too. But this day, it should be a huge concern of yours to go to jail this night because everyone's looking for you. Oh my gosh. I don't get it. It's like, it's like if you're a serial killer, right? And you escaped from prison and you have this nice fucking hangout. You have this nice safe house where you're good. You can hang out. All you have to do is hang out there for a couple days until the search parties die down. But you're like, nope, I'm going to go out there with this bright orange shirt and I'm going to wave my hands around, pop off some gunshots and let everyone know exactly where I'm at because fuck it, I think I'll get away. It's just crazy to me. I don't know. Walter says, wouldn't they have caught more if they set up checkpoints everywhere? Maybe. I don't know exactly how it works. I know the checkpoints require a lot of police to be there because they catch everyone who does a U-turn, everyone who turns down a side street. They catch, if you get out the car and start walking away, even if you're in a passenger, they're going to come fucking talk to you. They surround whole areas with the DUI shit here because it's a big problem. I'm sure it's a big problem everywhere, but Las Vegas is one of those places where they kind of like encourage drinking outside, right? You're allowed to to go to the liquor store, get a tall can and walk down the street with it, bloop. Or you could be on Fremont Street walking around, or on the strip walking around, bloop, drinking. You can drink in a casino. You gotta assume, right? In a casino, 95% of people in the casino are probably drinking alcohol, right? Well, you also gotta assume that half the people in the casino drove there. So now you're thinking, okay, so fucking half the people drove here, 95% are drinking. You know, it's kind of like one of those things where no one really asks questions about it. But when it comes to the New Year's and you're gonna drive, it's it's crazy that you would think that you're gonna get away with it. I'm sure a lot of people did, and I guess that's cool, right? I was in my friend Montage's chat the other day. I told this story during the pre-show, but somebody wrote in the chat. They said, yeah, if you have peanut butter packets and you eat a bunch of peanut butter before you get a breathalyzer, you can beat the breathalyzer. And my friend and fellow streamer Montage said, you're a fucking dumbass if you're trying to help people beat the breathalyzer. Like, you shouldn't be driving in the first place. Why would you help people beat the breathalyzer? I thought I was so clever because I wrote, it's better to know how to beat the breathalyzer and not need to than need to and not know how. I still think that's such a clever joke. I don't know if anyone else has the same sense of humor as me, but I think that's I think that's great, dude. I think that'd be a great thing to tell a cop too. Like, right as you get it, like, listen, man, it's better to know. It's better or like, it's better to try and fail than to not try at all, officer. I was gonna try to fool you. It's better to try and fail than to not try at all. I think that's fucking hilarious. I don't know. Whatever. Gamer Pro says, shouldn't beat the breath analysis. Yeah, I don't understand how that would actually help. I don't understand that at all. Tor says that's fucking funny. I'm glad someone agrees with my humor. Anyways, new year, new me. No drinking and driving on that day. Hopefully not at all ever again in my life. I will not lie to you guys. I have driven drunk before. It's happened. I've made the mistake. It's selfish. It's wrong. It's a bad thing to do. But I think I've been pretty good about it this past year, and also it's going to be good about it this year. Just try not to do it. I got my friend Mevin. He doesn't drink at all. He drives us to the strip whenever we're going to go drinking out there. He doesn't drink anything, and he's an Uber driver. So I hit him up like under the table. He'll drive me around, and then he'll Uber his own way back. You know, he'll just start work, you know. So that works really well for me. If you guys know anyone who works for Uber, tell them that so you can get on that special fucking Uber program where under the table, because Uber takes a little bit of the money. Uber and Lyft, they take some of the money. If you got somebody who doesn't drink and they're gonna be Ubering anyways, just say, hey, listen, turn off your Uber, come pick me up. I'll pay you more than you would have already made. That's the way to do it. So, anyways, trying to lose weight this year. I don't have any New Year's resolutions, but I started yesterday. I busted out the Dance Dance Revolution pad, and I got dancing, motherfuckers. I got dancing to all kinds of songs, broke a sweat, took my damn shirt off, got so hot in here. It's freezing. Freezing in Las Vegas. Probably like 40 degrees right now. But I had to turn off my heater because you know what? Dancing warms the body and it warms the soul. Makes you feel good, and I'm hoping I can get rid of some of this fat because I think it's really affecting my skateboarding and probably my joints too. I always say to myself, I feel like I can't jump as high as I used to. And I looked at the scale the other day. I'm like 175. The healthy me is about 160, 155. That's a healthy Steve. 175 right now. Imagine skateboarding with 15-pound weights. You'd fucking suck too. Holy shit. I want to be able to remain healthy enough to make another montage of cool skate tricks next year. And I think I'm going to try to do that with the help of CBD creams or lotions or the CBD droplets. I don't know. I still have to do more research on that. I appreciate you guys helping me out with the last podcast. I kind of gave you guys a cry for help. Help me understand CBD, and a lot of people left some really good... Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat room. A lot of you guys left some really good things for me to look up and things for me to consider. TSA Skater says, 10 ways to get better at skating. Number 1, dancing. Keith King says, am I 5'2"? I am not. I am 5'7". Something else that happened recently, Fedor Emelianenko fought Quentin Rampage Jackson. Holy shit. I know you guys don't care about fighting topics. I told you guys earlier, but When I found out this fight was happening, I swear to God, I looked up tickets to Japan because I think this fight happened in Japan. I looked up tickets. Unfortunately, I could not afford to go out there. I've loved Fedor ever since the first time I ever heard of him. I have a whole collection of Fedor DVDs, old Pride DVDs, and Rampage is just a fucking hilarious character, man. One of my favorite moments watching Rampage was him on The Ultimate Fighter destroying the door. He gets mad at one of his teammates and fucking breaks down the door, rips it in half. The door is made of like paper. I used to work for UFC, and I worked in the warehouse directly next to where The Ultimate Fighter is filmed. I got to see that door. I got to see pieces of it. It was basically made out of like chicken wire and cardboard. But I'll tell you what, that motherfucker broke that door down. A lot of people were not impressed by the fight, okay? And let me break down just my opinion on, no disrespect, right? But here's my opinion on old people fighting. Old fighters who are nearing the end of their career, they should be fighting other old fighters, all right? That's what I say. When I heard Chuck Liddell was fighting Tito Ortiz for the third or fourth time last year, I was like, okay, cool. That's great. Because last thing I want is fucking, Chuck Liddell to fight the Korean Zombie. For him to fight fucking John Jones or that Pokemon guy, Venom Michael Page. I don't want these guys getting their fucking heads blown off, right? The way that BJ Penn did for his past 9 fights. I think that's bad. I think it's bad for fighter health, bad for safety. I think it's even bad for the sport because we all want a comeback story, right? But let's just say, for example, let's say that we put a young up-and-coming bad motherfucker against an old guy and the old guy wins. Okay, now they're just going to put that old guy against a more deadly opponent who will now, at this point, for sure, destroy the fuck out of him. So the fact that we had Fedor Emelianenko versus Rampage, both these guys are like 40 years old, fighting each other, I thought it was great, and everyone said, well, they fought slow. Rampage looked out of shape. Rampage was overweight. They were fighting at heavyweight. He's allowed to be as heavy as he wants to be. That's fucking what he did. And Fedor knocked him out in the first round. It was kind of a weird punch. It was sort of it looked like a punch that didn't really land very crisp, but Rampage lost his balance really badly, fell pretty much flat on his face, and they called the fight after that. Rampage immediately got up, protested the stoppage. He thought he was fine. Here's why I like Rampage, though. And here's why I like anyone who acts like this in sports. He got up. First thing he did, he said, congratulations, Fedor. Gave him a bunch of props. Said, hey, man, you're fucking still really fast for being an old guy. And he got in Fedor's winning picture. After every fight, the winners, they go take a picture next to a flag or their banner. And the fighter and his walkout staff or whatever, his coaches, they all stand together, and Rampage ran over there with a big smile, fucking knelt down, he kneeled down and took a picture smiling, thumbs up, everything's happy. Backstage, they were giving each other props, talking to each other. I really appreciate the fighters who are just happy to fight each other and test themselves, because we see so much lately this Conor McGregor age of fighting where everyone needs to pretend they hate each other. They turned this whole Kobe Covington versus Kamaru Usman thing into a fucking like black versus white, fucking Africa versus Donald Trump thing. We don't need all that in fighting. Why not just say two guys are the best in their weight division and they want to fight each other? Why can't we just say that? Why does everything have to be, oh, well, I used to train with him and he fucked my sister, and one time he beat me at jiu-jitsu and I'm gonna get my revenge on that. Everything, whatever. Everyone's just trying to make it such a big deal, and everyone's trying to be Conor McGregor. Not everybody can be that guy. You know what I mean? Not everybody can be me. All right? I'm trying to entertain you guys. I feel like if somebody else tried to be me, it would be less entertaining, and I feel like that's what's happening to a lot of these UFC fighters and MMA fighters. They're trying to be something they're not. Just go out there and fight. And after watching Fedor vs. Rampage, I am an even bigger fan of both of them. I'm an even bigger fan of both of them. I don't know if you guys care about that, but I'm hyped on it. Anyways, let's jump back into the news. Las Vegas police arrest kidnapping suspect seen in video. Victim was found safe. So, a lot of you guys listen to this on audio only, so I won't really play the video. Also, it's not a really good quality video, although it is slightly better than the Zero video. Here's what happens in this doorbell camera or whatever. Some lady runs up to the door, bangs on the door, then right behind her, this guy comes up, grabs her, slams her on the ground, kicks her in the face, which basically knocked her out, grabs her off the ground, runs back to, stuffs her in a car, and drives away. And this became like a big viral video on Facebook here in Las Vegas because everyone's like, who is this guy? We got to find this guy. Eventually, they found the guy. So let's read the article now. Las Vegas police have identified a kidnapping suspect seen on home surveillance video, allegedly trying to force his ex-girlfriend back into his car following a drunken New Year's altercation. Now, originally, this was reported as human trafficking. I'm getting real fucking sick of every goddamn thing in the world being human trafficking. Every time a kid fucking wanders off at the grocery store, it's human trafficking. Every time somebody fucking moves away and they didn't tell their parents, it's human trafficking. Every fucking missing person is now suddenly human trafficking. Every time you see a van with no locks on, like no windows, it's human trafficking. I don't know anyone who's been fucking human trafficked. We got way bigger problems. We got kids getting hit in crosswalks. All right. We got kids who don't know how to look left and right. Like if people wanted to traffic humans, start no further than the crosswalk, because people are blindly walking across at a very slow pace, super unathletic. Start there. There's no fucking human trafficking, because if there was, it would be happening way fucking more right now, because it's way too easy. Humans are just stuck glued to their phone, walking around like zombies. It would be happening more often. So I'm really sick of everything being human trafficking. Guess what? These two guys, this guy and his girlfriend, they get in an argument on New Year's. That happens all the time. Men and women argue when they drink. That happens all the time. Certainly more often than human trafficking. Why couldn't that have been the initial response? Hey, these guys are fighting, or just call it kidnapping. Why is everything human trafficking? Like, we've just skipped kidnapping altogether. Does it exist anymore? I don't know. Officers responded to a home near Warm Springs Road and the 215 Beltway just before 1 a.m. January 1st, where a resident captured an in-progress kidnapping. Okay, we're using that word now. On their home surveillance system, according to a media release. The footage shows a woman running from a white Hyundai Sonata toward a house, screaming for help. According to an arrest report, the victim could be seen yelling, "Darnell, stop." See, that's where you fucked up. Okay? Not a lot of Darnells out there. Not a common. If it was Steve Harvey, Steve Irwin, Steve Buscemi, then maybe you could go there. But Darnell, not a lot of Darnells. The suspect beat and dragged her towards the vehicle. Police said the location where the surveillance video was captured was, quote, completely random. She's lucky that there was a camera right there, especially one that had audio, so they could find that out. Friends of the victim and cross-referenced dispatch calls identified the suspect as 23-year-old Darnell Rogers. He and the victim share a child together. The two were leaving a New Year's celebration when an argument broke out. Rogers told police he was drunk and couldn't remember what caused the argument, but it was about money. He told police he struck the woman during the altercation, quote, because she was trying to take my kid away from me. Rogers said he was afraid she would leave him. She was afraid he was afraid she would leave him. She did. She ran away trying to escape before you kicked her in the face and knocked her out and dragged her into a car. She was definitely trying to leave you. Rogers was taken into custody around 3 a.m. According to an arrest report, the woman was found safe at her parents' house in Henderson. Police also said the couple's 1-month-old child was in the car at the time of the incident, but was also found safe. Oh, that's cool. You're going to beat the shit out of your chick in front of your 1-month-old child? Wow. I think this is going to go great for you. Rogers faces charges of kidnapping and domestic battery. According to jail records, his first court appearance was set for January 3rd, which is today, the day I am filming this podcast. Anyways, wow. The video is actually pretty fucked up. If you guys want to watch it, you can find it in your own time now that you know the suspect's name, Darnell. Let's move into our last article of the day, and then we'll probably wrap up the podcast for today. Woman fatally shoots burglar in southeast Las Vegas Valley. This is the same article that we've read over and over and over and over again, but it's a new person, new story, new time, new house, new people involved, but the same story, and I love reading this story. I know it seems heartless. It seems like I have no empathy or sympathy, but you know what? Let's read it. A woman inside of her house fired one fatal shot at an attempted burglar in the Southeast Valley on Saturday afternoon. The woman was home alone about 11:15 a.m. when she heard glass shatter. Whoa. Moments before, she heard a knock on the door and ignored it. Las Vegas homicide. Lieutenant Ray Spencer said a 30-year-old man broke through the woman's sliding glass back door and went into her home. The woman went to her bedroom to get her handgun when the suspect confronted her. The woman told police the man lunged toward her and she shot him once. He then ran out of the house through the broken door and drove off in a Kia. Spencer said the woman then called 911 to report the incident. A nearby patrol officer found the suspect in his Kia about a half mile away. After having hit a few cars, the suspect was taken to the hospital where he died. Police believe the suspect may have been waiting in his car for several hours before the shooting, casing the area. The woman acted in self-defense. Now, I feel like what this does for the community, and I've said this thousands of times before, I think what this does is now everyone out there who's kind of thinking about maybe I want to rob somebody's house. Now they're going to second guess that and they're going to decide, maybe I won't rob that person's house, thus creating less house robberies. I think this applies to almost every crime. Whenever you hear of a robber getting shot and killed at a convenience store or at a bank or at a jewelry store or like this at someone's house, I hope that these articles get a lot of coverage because I hope they reach everyone. I hope everyone reads these and goes, hey, you know what? I was going to rob somebody's house this weekend, but I don't want to die. Therefore, less houses robbed. Therefore, less crime. Now, you can still go commit crimes. People, you can go commit all the crimes you want. Commit crimes where there's no victim. You don't need to break into people's houses and steal their things. Okay? You know, there's other victimless crimes out there. I don't know what they are. Okay, go do graffiti or something on a building. Go do that if you want to do a crime. If you're trying to make money, get yourself a job, motherfucker. I just don't get it. Keith King says, I look forward to hearing someone trying to break into my house. I think a lot of people have that mentality. I mean, in reality, I don't actually want no one to break into my house, but I think I'm fully prepared, especially if it happened in the way that she said it happened. Someone knocked on the door, decided it was empty, then they broke in the back door, then they died. That seems like, you know what? One less criminal in the world. I know that's a sad, sort of like cynical thing to say, but one less criminal, you know what? One more fucking homeowner is alive who did nothing wrong. One more innocent person saved from murder. That's a nice change, right? I don't know. I read these stories and I always it gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside, and it really shouldn't because we lost a person. Someone lost maybe a dad or a brother or a sister or someone's son was killed. Yeah, that's sad or whatever. But why the fuck is your son breaking into people's back doors trying to rob them? I don't know. Shouldn't have a son like that. Shouldn't be doing that. So that's my opinion. Anyways, that's all I got as far as topics today. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts. Let's wrap it up real quick. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the new Zero video. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to do the trivia question. Would you guys like a chance to win a free pack of Ninja Lifestyle stickers? I can't pick this sticker up. Would you guys like to win this? Do you guys know of any other weekly podcasts that give away free stickers every single week? I sure don't. Would you guys like to win these? I think so. Yeah, give me a hell yeah. Anyways, on the topic of World War III, all you guys have to do is answer this simple question. What year did World War II start? Again, cheating is allowed. You're allowed to cheat if you heard the question and you Google it and you find out and you answer it right. You still get a chance to win. By the way, this week, these are only going to people in America because I just spent $63 shipping a skateboard to iBookBoy. Way more expensive than I thought it was. But you know what? I'm just going to consider that a donation towards the American Heart Association because when we did our last charity stream, iBookBoy was the winner of a Scooters Are Gay deck. The winner is Keith King. He wins a free sticker pack. Free sticker pack. 1939 was the answer. He even has a follow-up, 1942. 902 Rider says 4950. Venus Dietrep says 1944. 1919, 1918. Yeah, you guys all had different answers. Keith King is the winner. He can either take the tickets or you can give them to someone else in the chat. I really don't care how you guys figure that out. But free sticker pack goes to him. No one else. No one else gives away free stickers, so motherfuckers appreciate this shit. How can you appreciate it? Well, tell a friend. That's the only way the podcast can grow. You know what? Even if you do watch the podcast live, it wouldn't bother me if maybe on Sunday, when this podcast inevitably comes out on YouTube, iTunes, and Podbean, go on the YouTube video and go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the like button real quick. Yay, like! And maybe just be like, hey, I liked it. Because there's no like on Twitch. So you can just tell me after the fact that you liked it. 902 says, I'm just playing. I can't win out here in Canada. You know what? Canadians and Mexicans can win. I'm just saying, iBookBoy really hurt the piggy bank there. But you know what? It was for a good cause. And iBookBoy does a lot for this channel. So I greatly appreciate him. And all the mods in here. Venus Dietraps, iBookBoy, Keith King, and everyone who tunes in all the time. Let's go ahead and shout out anyone who followed and helped us today. Ian Obus followed, Semi Hakar followed, and Keith King donated 211 bits for treats for me. Usually he puts them as treats for Koopa, but today they are treats for me, which is great. I want to tell you guys a story also. 2 days ago, I went to the grocery store. I went there just to grab a couple 211s. Boom, boom. I got 2 watermelons. I got 1 fruit punch because they only had a couple fruit punches left. I don't like grabbing the last one. First off, because I always feel like the last item in the freezer or the last item on the rack, I always feel like there's something weird about it. Something's bad. Like somehow it's bad. I don't know why. I never grab it. But I grab those. I go to the slot machine, which is in the grocery store, and I put in $5. And there's an old lady there who watches over the slot machine. She goes, you want something to drink? And I go, no. And she goes, where's your girlfriend? I usually see her here. And I go, she's over there checking out or whatever. And then I go, yes, I hit one. And she's like, oh, you did. She's just imagining like I hit $20. Boom. I hit $120 fucking dollars right off the bat. Zip. I get out of there, hit cash out. She has to pay me out. And she's like, oh, wow. Tipped her $5. She said it was the biggest hit of the day, which is insane. Because I see people playing those games all fucking day long. Everyone must lose. She got a $5 tip. She was so hyped. You're supposed to tip a little bit. In fact, the correct amount of money that I was supposed to tip, $10, but I tipped $5, whatever. But she was still hyped. So pay it forward, people. Be nice. Be nice. And you know what? You don't feel the need to donate to me this week because the universe, the great void mother, Jesus donated to me in form of a slot machine. So again, please tell friends about the podcast. If you tuned in late, don't worry. You can go back and rewatch the podcast on iTunes or Podbean or YouTube, of course. So let's spread this. Tell a friend. Right now, our viewership is kind of dropping a little bit. I also noticed in my statistics from the last couple years that we had more average viewers last year, like 2 years ago, than last year. Why is that? I don't know. Am I less entertaining? Or do people just not like Mario World? Or maybe people just don't like me. If you like me, help the podcast grow. I appreciate everything you guys do. Go ahead and give me a hell yeah so I can shout everybody out. Let's start at the top here. Keith King, Venus Dietraps, Greg from VA, iBookBoy, 902 Rider, TSA Skater, ESTBBB, Hammy of Doom, Moobot, Buttspot, Recon, TSA Skater. I'm running out of fucking names. 902 Rider, Hammy of Doom, whatever. If I left anybody out, that's what happens. Greg from VA, Recon, Keith King. If you guys aren't tuning in live and you're watching this on iTunes, don't fucking do that anymore. Feel free to tune in live every Friday right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And one last final shout out to iBookBoy for the $5 donation. And some people get special Twitch emotes just for being here. So you guys all have a great night. Don't drink too much tonight. Don't drink too little. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. And good luck in the war. Good luck to you. Let's play that motherfucking intro, goddammit, motherfucker. What? Donald Trump, man. Leave them fucking airports alone, asshole.